As far as like actual SEO, doing the SEO, writing the content, it's not impacting too much other than testing. Moving forward, Google's going to be pushing more towards pay to play. So it's very easy to manipulate at this time. You're very wise. You don't ask what to do, you ask what the mistakes are. Very, very smart, my friend.
So hi Chris, how are you doing?
Awesome. How are you?
I've been awesome too, and thank you so much for joining this call. And this is my first podcast, honestly, and it is an honor to have someone like you in this podcast. And people from my country and our continent actually follow you. And I've been watching your videos since 2019, and
Thank you.
those videos are awesome, man.
Thank you. Thank you. You're the guy I'm trying to help.
Yeah.
Person on their way up, a business owner, anybody that's trying to learn the way, that's who I'm trying to reach. So thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So my first question will be very common question, and every SEO is concerning about it. Like how AI is impacting SEO, and what do you think? Like in 2025, what will be the more impact in AI for the SEO, and what do you think?
So I mean, there are certain aspects that AI make things faster, but I'm noticing it's causing a lot of static or noise in the marketplace, especially within, say, content.
Mm-hmm.
People think that it's making it easier, but really what you'll find yourself doing with AI is going back and going back and going back. So I'm noticing that it makes things faster to deploy, but as far as like actual SEO, doing the SEO, writing the content, it's not impacting too much other than testing. You're able to test ads. I'm able to test copy. I'm able to test stuff faster. I'm able to get out social media posts. Like the stuff that really is low impact, it's fast,
Yeah,
but
true.
it's not really a big play for us on our side yet. It automates some processes, but it's not, it's not what everyone says,
And yeah, and honestly, for the local SEO, these days there is a option you already know, like AI search option. And when you ever search something like lawyers near me or plumbers near me, they're showing some suggestions. Like, what you thought about it? Like, what this could be impact on local SEO or not?
Well, without a shadow of a doubt. Even when they moved, I noticed they're making more space for ads. They're making more space for the AI results. And on top of that, they moved the map pack, at least on desktop, down. So I think Google's testing right now. So it's definitely had an impact on local businesses. But I think moving forward, Google's going to be pushing more towards pay to play.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as showing up within those ad results, I've noticed as long as I can get accumulation of community posts online, LinkedIn, Facebook, right? Inside the groups, people talking about said thing, you show up inside the AI results. So it's very easy to manipulate at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Google's just testing and they're going to put the kibosh to that. It's just a matter of time. I think it's going to be pay to play. I really do.
Yeah, and
In my opinion.
one more thing from my perspective, I have seen is like those AI searches are different what we seen in the Google search. Like one business who is ranking top on Google search for exact keyword, they are nowhere to be found in those AI searches. So what do we think? What are the factors actually playing key role here in AI search?
Well, I only know from our own personal testing, that's all I can speak on, is in being able to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And the main elements that I'm noticing is, can you get people talking within Reddit? Can I have multiple posts or listicles within LinkedIn?
Mm-hmm.
Is there an authoritative source where there's a community in which we can talk about a brand and associate that with a keyword? That is how you get pushed into that AI. I'm seeing guys do it with best SEO speakers, best SEO, right? Even on my own name, I was testing.
Yeah.
And I'm noticing people being able to get stuff in, and where they're pulling from is anywhere there's a community.
Okay.
So very easy to manipulate, especially you guys. And you guys are clever. I'm sure you guys can.
Okay, so
Yes.
it's kind of manipulating AI search engine right now, right?
It's too easy. And anybody, I'm seeing, lower skill contenders being able to manipulate this. And when I see that, I know it's only a matter of time before Google makes a change.
Okay, let's go on a new business. Like if you see new businesses are making many mistakes in local SEO or for their business SEO or anything related to their business. So what are the major changes you noticed on a new website? Like, what are the major changes in new business
The big mistakes.
Yep.
You're very wise. You don't ask what to do. You ask what the mistakes are. Very, very smart, my friend. Yeah. So the biggest mistakes that I see new local businesses make is they get in a rush.
Okay.
That's the biggest. They're getting in a rush to pump out the content. They get in a rush to build links. They get in a rush to start a bunch of stuff without doing what they're doing very well, and then moving on to the next step.
Okay.
The big one I see is they're chasing, instant rankability or AI content or something easy. Like the fast, easy never wins. And I see business owners do that continuously, and then we'll get them and have to clean up a mess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's really.
And that's where I see patience is the patience, the time. Like Google's slow. It seems fast, but it's actually very slow. That's the biggest mistake,
And
in my opinion.
what do you think, like when a new business is established and while doing their SEO, what is the importance of a brand making? And one is there is something impacting on SEO as well, like something brand building on SEO has an impact on SEO?
I believe that. Yeah, 1,000%.
Uh,
Associating your brand with key terms that you provide or services you provide is crucial. Like having people searching for you and associating you with the services or the keywords that you provide. Service and keyword they're one and the same, right?
mhm.
So your only objective as a business owner is to have your brand associated with the keywords or the services you provide. So I think brand building is massive, but you have to it becomes boring and repetitive when all you're talking about building blog content, doing social posts, doing GMB posts, doing updates, right? Doing your ads. All you're talking about is your services and the locations you provide them in over and over and over and over and over. And that's it. And then you have to do that for 8 months to a year straight before you start really taking off. In competitive markets, it takes even longer and it costs more.
Yeah, and
That's where business owners lose their way. Sorry to cut you off.
yeah, and honestly, there's things, and it's hard to explain a business to do all this because, especially as you said, in the competitive market like law firms, and they should invest on their branding first because branding is, for my perspective, too, branding is a key. If they can trust you, they will buy from you. They will take your service, right? This is as is easy it is, and like for a new business, as you said, they should invest on social media and other platform too. What do you think, like which platform is best for them in terms of social media?
Which platforms specifically?
Yep.
So which platforms do I think are best for local business owners to invest in social media?
Yep, that's the question.
That's the key term. Okay. Speaking from my own and then businesses I've worked with that actually get some type of influx, recently X has been very good for advertising. If you're going to pay dollars, X has good reach. Reddit for if you have the ability to have multiple people talking about your business in a positive light, Reddit's good for that. The big main two, though, is a regular business owner, something to post to every day, kind of like when you do your Google business profile update. You also want to post to LinkedIn and then Facebook and a Facebook group.
Okay.
Create your own group with surrounding your area plus your services. I would take care of LinkedIn. Of course, if you can get YouTube, that's like the base. Like you're creating one piece of creative that's going to be distributed to Facebook, the Facebook group, and then also LinkedIn.
Right.
You'll have different angle, same content.
Right.
And then for Reddit and for X, Reddit's going to be talking about the actual business. And then X is good for getting reach,
Yeah.
super cheap right now.
Yeah, right now. And yeah, thank you. And if I ask same question about the Google My Business for a new type of business who wants to compete in a very big area or very many competitive city, so what they should focus fast on their Google My Business? Is this something with review or any other thing? Like what you will recommend to a new business for optimizing their Google My Business profile at first?
Yes. Well, no matter what, whether you're getting reviews, getting traffic, it all starts and stems from the optimization of the profile. Like, who are you? Name, title, primary category. What do you do? Services and products.
Yeah.
Then your updates are going to complement your products and services consistently. The ads will complement product and service, but it starts with optimization, and then it's traffic, clicks, and reviews. And then the traffic and the reviews, the only thing they're reiterating is brand name, service, and location. And then the traffic you push. Here's the brand, here's the service, here's the location we get it from. If you get those three things clicking for a long enough period of time, you will be a winner. A lot of times though, you'll get into SERPs and you'll notice that business owners, like if you're looking at a SERP and there's business owners that have been there for longer than 5 years, good luck. It's hard to knock those guys off. You can, but it takes a lot more time.
Yes.
Very hard.
Yes, and if this is a competitive city and the niche is competitive, this is really hard to rank at a very low time, right? And
Yes.
one more thing, like have you seen any impact like if a business have multiple services or different kind of services and they have one GBP or Google My Business profile which is targeting one single service by their name or by their category, so how you optimize it for any other categories too? Like, is this something with the landing page or any other tactics you follow?
Yes. Well, let's just look at, we'll look at a small example to simplify things. When we're looking at, say, a personal injury lawyer, personal injury means truck, car, medical mal, pedestrian, bicycle, train, right?
Yeah.
So when you're optimizing your Google business profile, there's a big broad category. Primary category is the broad personal injury lawyer or attorney, right? I think it's attorney.
Yeah.
And then inside your product and service, I'm able to convey, hey, we're a personal injury lawyer, primary category, but then you stack your other services within service and then your products. And then within your website, because I'm connecting product and service to the website, I'm able to also get that reciprocal linking back and forth, pointing to those services.
Yeah.
So that's how you optimize for one thing, but still be able to get the other services as well. You can only be strong for one though. You can only be perceived by Google as the expert for one thing. Mm-hmm. So it's best to hammer one, but you can still get some other traffic too. What I mean by one is one primary category. There's one main, theme, Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got it. And thank you. And I think it will be helpful for many people because this is the most common question I also get in inbox. Many people ask me, like, I have multiple services in my business. So how you will target from one single GBP profile? Should I open a different type of GBP for every services? So I directly said them, no, this is nothing good for your business because you are the same business, same name. If you have 5 business profile in one location, this will definitely hamper you, right? And one more question, like what you built, what is your linking strategy for local SEO right now? As Haro is closed right now, Haro link is totally closed. So what you actually prefer these days, especially for 2025 or upcoming days? What would be your linking strategy?
Well, so within my own store, we'll still call it Haro because a vast majority of the market, other than guys like us, know what a Haro link is.
Yes.
However, there's a lot more platforms open now. Okay. What we recently invested in was Muckrack. So what I would start looking for is where can we get access to these journalist lists in order to get the higher quality journalistic type links. And then I would invest my dollars into a high quality media outlet, mass media. So whether it's, PRY or Cision, whatever, something high quality where I get a good distribution, global. So your PR, go and buy a list of journalists so you can pitch. And then of course, I don't know if you read that update that Google did or the leak, whatever they called it. Mm-hmm. There's different classifications of links. Just because a site isn't getting traffic doesn't mean that there's no page rank. So I like collecting high DR, high trust flow, high authority sites based on referring domains. I like those, the outreach, mass media, citations, directories, all of that together works very, very well. Mm-hmm. That's what we do.
And it's basically the niche driven links, right? It works much better than any kind of links.
1,000,000%, but niche relevant to me and in understanding over time is not based upon what's written on the page. Okay. It's based upon the external votes pointing to that site, the links pointing. Mm-hmm. So if all the links that are pointing to a site are automotive, but your site says that your website's about boats, your site's an automotive site. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's all about the link graph.
Got it. So,
yes, sir.
One more question, like as a common major concern for businesses, like I guess you deal with this problem too. Like when a business gets fake reviews, how do you deal with that? So what is your approach for fake reviews?
Well, if a competitor is going to have the audacity, right, to go out of their way to leave us a review.
Yeah.
Yes, it can hurt in the early stages, right? If you only have 10 reviews and you get 1 or 2 negatives, very painful.
Yeah.
But once you get up to 100, 150, 200, if they're going to spend money or spend time pointing reviews at my business that are clearly fake,
Yeah.
they're just doing, any interaction is good. And any business doing business, they can't all have be 5 stars. Anybody with any common sense understands that a business isn't going to get all 5 stars. So I think they're doing you a favor unless you're in your early stages where they're pointing 1 or 2 negatives where it dumps your score. That hurts. As far as getting rid of them, you have to go through the process that Google has their own process. You have to flag it. You have to go through their process to try to get rid of it. It's difficult.
Yeah.
But
It's quite
yeah, what one piece to add, sir, something I wouldn't do though, is just from my own experience, what I would not do is seek retribution.
Okay.
Because it just builds a karma circle.
Yeah.
Like, don't go chasing people because then more bad stuff happens to you.
That's it.
Just let it go.
That's true.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
Very true.
Yes, sir.
And so this is a personal question to you.
Sure.
If you are doing something, out of the box or anything experimental for your Google My Business profile these days, like it is working better, like, there is a common checklist for Google My Business profile. Every local SEO like us is actually following. If there is something experimental or out of the box you are recently experimented and it worked for you, anything, just if you like to share.
The only thing, see, there's your normal optimizations, and I think everybody does kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
However, the only pieces that we're messing with right now is like the only thing really fun that we're getting good results from currently, like last week we just ran our first tests, was making extended text fragment links on reviews or anything else that I can make text fragment on. So creating unique URLs from the maps listing, whether it's products, whether it's an update, whether it's a review, and making it a text fragment and then pushing traffic to that. The reason why I think it's helping is because what we're putting inside the text fragment is we're extending it. And we're actually adding primary key terms, variations, entities, and more of the brand terms. So I'm able to force feed key terms.
Okay.
I'm seeing positive results in the 2 that we tested. I have to go back and test it again. But I mean, other than that, there's nothing. That's just for fun. We test on donors.
Thank you for sharing this. And I have personally tested one thing and it worked for a specific business. I don't know if it will work for every business. So this is something I created a Pinterest profile because, Pinterest is one of the major channel which is currently right now to diversify your traffics. In this channel, you can get more traffic too. So the GBP was, something with homemade remedies or homemade products like this. So what I did, I basically created a Pinterest profile and just created pin there using their product picture or something, type of clickable titles or those, and it actually worked very good for us. In a month, our GBP ranked in a top 3. We get so many outbound clicks from Pinterest, and it's doing really good. So, what do you think? It is something work for other businesses too?
Well, I find it interesting you say that because when I was just looking at a top law firm actually, right? Because I have quite a few, right?
I know.
Relative, right? It depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah.
A lot to me, right? More than 5 is a lot.
Yeah.
So in any case, something I noticed that a top player has, like top in the United States, is when I'm on their website and when I go looking, they have the verifications. You know how Google will give you a meta verification?
Yeah.
Dude, these guys have verifications from everywhere. And then when I go and check, they're on Pinterest, they have Twitter, they're cooking everywhere. And what they're doing is they're distributing it to all of them. And then as an update, It's almost like a circle. So what you're saying makes perfect sense to me. That's something I just uncovered. I was like, this is really odd. Because it's common for me to create a post, within, say, an update, a YouTube video, push it out on Twitter, right? Like, okay. But utilizing or leveraging the others, I could see that being effective. Absolutely. And then that's a point to push traffic through. So you always need a starting point. If I'm going to manipulate traffic, it has to have a starting point. You can't just go, hey, I'm going to do this, and then You can't fake a refer. I have to actually initiate a search, and nothing ranks better than Pinterest and these social sites.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I could see that being very effective. Yes, I agree.
And what do you think? Like people actually posting on Google My Business profile, is it really helpful, or is it any impact on ranking, like Google My Business profile posting?
So here, you're asking a good question, right? Here's what I know about the updates,
Yeah.
right? You know, when you're searching for other businesses and you're looking at your competition, let's say you're on desktop. I believe also within mobile, but mobile changes quite frequently.
Yeah.
Let's just look at desktop. How I knew that the updates started mattering is when you're looking at other businesses, when you look at the bottom of the business, it'll say people also search for or discover other businesses within this market. You ever see that at the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
What I noticed is the businesses that are displayed at the bottom are the businesses that are staying updated. So if you're making up updates surrounding the key terms that are associated with the business you're searching for, the other business will show up down bottom. So the updates, I'm not saying that that's going to drive traffic, but it's built into the system that it's doing something.
Yes.
Right? Like we're not Google, we can only guess. But if it's making me show up here and also discover, what else is it doing? So I believe that there's value there. Staying updated can lead to more clicks, more traffic, more calls. When we used to be able to see it on the back end, it would cause a lot of impressions. And the reason why I think it was causing a lot of impressions is because just what I mentioned, you're showing up in that feature and who knows what other features.
True.
It didn't get a lot of calls, but I got eyeballs. Eyeballs lead to calls. So hopefully that helps you.
Okay, and the last question to you, honestly, I'm not going to take much time. Like, when you work for a Google My Business profile, what report you send to your client specifically? What measurement you said? Like, is it based on the calls or the conversion or clicks, anything?
Well, so there's two different, I work with agencies, guys like us, and then I have just regular business owners. Let's just talk about the business owner.
Okay.
The business owner, depending on what schedule type they take up with us, we either bi-weekly or every month we meet person. The only metric that they care about is the phone call,
True.
right? So we'll utilize like a what converts, a UTM parameter in order to track the calls. However, during the phase, and because you don't rank right out of the box, they don't just explode out of the box. So the metrics that we want to show them is a progression within the map grids. And just even in the back end of their Google Business profile, there needs to see progression and then the grid starting to green up. So that's what we'll share in order to keep them engaged or, like, hey, it's coming. Just stick with us. Give me another month. Because it's always like, hey, just one more month. Usually within 3 months, you can really see a very good result.
Yeah.
So they only care about calls,
Mm-hmm.
but I have to be able to keep them focused on the goal. And to do that, it's going to be grids and UTM parameters in order to showcase that.
Thank you for your answer to everything. And
Yep.
so the last one, I know everyone know you, because especially from my industry, everyone knows you very well. If anyone is seeing this video or anywhere, if they like to contact you, how they can contact you? You can just.
So the main mode of contact currently is go to chrispalmer.org. From 9 a.m. till 12, there's a live chat. That's me. The other way to contact me is just like what you did. You went in and booked a time. You want to get in front of me, book a time, and I'll be here.
Thank you.
That's the best way.